Kyle here from allmediareviews.blogspot.com, and I'm here to talk about as briefly as possible the new Kaddisfly album. Horses Galloping and Sailboats, which took 8+ years to finally come out, and I can't be any more happy about how it came out and the fact it did come out, which is, off the bat, I should just say I want to thank the members of Kaddisfly for finally making it. And it was an album made and released for the fans, I guess. In fact, I just read an interview with Chris Ruff, the singer, and he mentioned how one of the biggest things about making it and making music right now is it's a relief to not have to worry or please people. It's just they're making it how they want to make it. So, alright, let's just go over this as quickly as possible. This album is terrific, and it's very cohesive, and it has a ton of great moments, magical moments. But there's 12 tracks. Picking favorites is not easy because I like basically every track on it. I'm just going to go over it quickly. Lightning round. The Architect. It's this intense beginning. I love the lyric about a one-armed man. There's one lyric also that mentions how can you help others if you can't help yourself or something. I have the lyrics pulled up here, but when I go through every lyric it would take too long. But let's see here if I can track that down quickly. Yeah, no. How can you hope to help someone else when you can't help yourself? Anyway. It's a great track, though. It's very a good start to the record, very energetic. The second song after that intense build-up from The Architect is called The Companion, and it's really this sort of soothing, relaxing, smooth, kind of chill, enjoyable song, sort of, enjoy life. That's what I kind of get off from the mood of it and everything, the tone. The third track, The Middleman, a song that every time I hear it I enjoy more. They posted one lyric that always sticks on my mind, I am a river. And I love the quiet tapping with keys and chants. There's a lot of chanting on this record, and that's one of the things I really get from it. Sort of like on Birds, I was thinking of, from Set Sail the Prairie, the sort of epic kind of backgroundy chanting, whether it be just oohs and ahs or something, or some lyric. Fourth track is another great track called The Traveler, which is an interlude. Has like this sort of sample it's used, which I forgot to mention. The end of the first track uses a sample too. But talking about the first track, The Architect, I don't know what movie or what it's from, TV show, but I'd be curious to find that out. But as far as the Traveler, yeah, it's a cool it's like a Hammond or Rhodes organ sound, which adds atmosphere. All right, the fifth track is the Watchman, and it probably initially was my favorite song. It starts out really like almost dark or intense and heavy and chaotic, but then like after about 20 seconds of that, it gets kind of in groove, and at one point it gets like majestic. I wrote down. I don't know. It reminds me of some other bands like Sigur Rós, or even like the real falsetto use. I thought of like Pat Metheny actually, which I've heard like other bands kind of use that. I'm thinking of Jolly, I think. But anyway, I love that like sort of chanting, and then the grindy guitar with it, that just very harmonic. Anyway, the Watchmaker, I almost think by the end of the song, it's like it goes from part to part. It's like making things work, or something's trying to work and it ends up making it work, sort of like a watchmaker does, or someone who fixes watches and or makes watches. Anyway, the sixth track that follows that, The Painter, I happen to love more and more each time I hear it as well. Very pretty, almost sad. The lyric melancholy verse I think of, and then feel the love and recreate the heart. and at the end it has this acoustic folky part, which I think transitions really well into the next song, The Butcher, which has this kind of chorus that it's dark and gritty, but eventually leads to this chorus that's kind of grindy, saying keep on running away, keep on running away, anyway. But yeah, no, that song's dark. It reminds me a little bit of Clouds, the segue from Birds to Clouds, the segue from the Painter to the Butcher. But the more I hear the Butcher, I see why it is where it is and how it is, that kind of thing. So then the song after that, the Raconteur, has a similar kind of darker tone, but not maybe quite as intense. And I think about, it's like 2.5, 3 minutes into it, has this really cool section, this groovy section. I think I wrote down, and is that the one that maybe I'm trying to think if that's the one that they talk about having a lot to say, but yeah, no, Raconteur is another song, especially Raconteur and The Butcher have become growers already, having listened to this album now 7 times. So then the track after that, The Guru, even though it's only 1:47 or whatever, I'm not sure how long it is, maybe like the best 1:47 on the whole record actually, even though I love so many other moments on this album, Horses Galloping on Sailboats. But very soothing, the chanting, some of the lyrics. We were born today to set sail the prairie, which references forest. I believe also there's another verse that references the title track, not the title track, but Horses Galloping on Sailboats from By Our Intention will buy you a unicorn. And then the other thing I noticed, I mentioned on the blog, that you can hear the melody from the middleman instrumentally, or just whatever you want to call it, with a synth or whatever. Synth or a guitar, I'm not sure, but sort of a reprise of a part or a melody. More in this case, more than one, because these are a trilogy of albums. So, but yeah, I love The Guru. Another just excellent part of this album that I look forward to each time. Let's see here. Then after that is The Sage, which Water and Bodies actually played live at one point, but still fits sort of conceptually with the record, and it's all we have. It goes for miles and miles. I wrote down as one of the main chorus in the lyrics. But it's a groovy track. I mean, there's not like a ton going on, layers and that kind of thing, but I can see why Water and Bodies may have played it. But anyway, the song after that, The Author, is an interesting like multi-part song as well. It's very happy, and I haven't read through all the lyrics in detail, but I know obviously they're talking about flying, which of course they talk about flying in different parts of this trilogy of albums from Kaddisfly. But another like falsetto, like heavy. It's almost like it's like if you were on LSD or something like that. It's very much of like a natural high. I think that's what they were trying to get. I mean, this is conceptually supposed to be sort of the end of the story of these 3 albums, and the end of maybe the end of the beginning of human evolution of some sort, or human existence. But before the end, there's sort of sort of a celebration. I kind of think of like maybe they're just learning to fly. Honestly, I've had dreams where I've flown or just been floating in the air. So the end of it uses like this sample, or not sample, but it sounds like Chris is speaking into like a megaphone, like yelling as a preacher, which is interesting, which fits and segues well into The Apparition. The Apparition's a 12-minute piece that I do really enjoy a lot of. It's probably the song I'm still trying to get a sense about the most on this album, because it does have these different sections. The middle section especially, where it builds, I happen to love it. But there's one lyric, of course, before that, when this person's like sacrificing themselves or about to die, talking about bleeding from the neck kind of thing. So but no, anyway, since the alarm just went off, I'm just gonna try to wrap this up quickly, but just I gotta say, this is surreal. It's very really hard to believe. It feels like I'm going back in time 7-8 years, because I haven't really thought about Kaddisfly this much, on a daily basis since about 2007 or 2008. And I miss those guys. I mean, Water and Bodies, that music I enjoy as well, but Kaddisfly, there's something really unique about their music, and if this is their last album, they went out on a great note, great last thing. But maybe it's not. Hopefully it's not. maybe they'll play some songs live or do some. They'll play some of this stuff. They'll actually perform live and play some of this stuff live sometime in the next year or two. It depends on the schedules. And I know like Bo Kuther, the drummer, lives in California. He's got a band called Small Pools, so he's been really busy. But it's really I wish I could thank them more. I want to get the vinyl. The vinyl is probably going to get released in the fall sometime. It's a 12-inch with a 10-inch. The 10-inch, I'm not sure whether or not doing a double vinyl, but probably for cost purposes. But I also think it would be, if there's enough of a response and they find it warranted, this In the Clouds Records, if they would be able to release their previous records, at least Set Sail the Prairie on vinyl someday. That would be a kind of a unique thing to pick up. I'm sure that a lot of fans would want it. So I'd recommend checking it out if you remember Kaddisfly or you like progressive rock, modern progressive rock. It might be my album of the year. We'll see, but this is Kyle signing off for now. I can't say enough good things about Horses Galloping on Sailboats, and the fact it's finally out. It's really hard to believe. Now we just need the River Empires to come back and even put out one more album.